The pen hovered above the divorce papers. He didn't glance my way when he spoke. I refused to be tied to a lazy, useless woman. The words fell sharp and deliberate. He expected me to plead, to shatter. Instead, I slid the papers toward him and signed. My hand was steady, my mind sharper than ever. He missed the faint flicker in my eyes, the one that meant the real game had just begun. We'd met in the most ordinary way. A work conference, too much coffee, and the kind of casual conversation that feels like fate. He made me laugh. I made him feel important. We married in less than a year. First, he was proud of me. Or maybe just proud to have me. But pride shifted into criticism. Curiosity into condescension. "Why don't you get a real job?" he'd sneer. Never realizing my quiet freelance work was building something bigger than either of us could imagine. The betrayal crept in softly. Late nights at the office. Whispered calls in the driveway. Then, her perfume clinging to his shirt. My best friend's perfume. The proof arrived on a Tuesday afternoon. He left his laptop open. A photo appeared, her hand in his. Wine glasses touching. The caption, "Finally the life we deserve." I didn't scream. I didn't confront. I shut the laptop. Then I made myself disappear. Cooking his favorite meals. Asking about his day. Laughing at his jokes. He thought I was clueless. He didn't know I'd already moved half my savings into my own account, hired a lawyer, and sold every joint asset I legally could, turning them into cash. By the time he announced he wanted a divorce, smug, self-assured, every piece of my plan was in place. He left with the car, the furniture, and her on his arm. Let him. What he couldn't take was my business, the one I'd been quietly building for years. Those side projects were now contracts with 3 global clients, a growing team, and $450,000 in the bank. I didn't flaunt it. Not yet. 2 months later, their wedding photos went online. She wore white as if betrayal didn't stain her hands. His smile was wide, but his eyes unsettled. I wondered if he felt it. The empty space where my loyalty used to be. Patience was my weapon. The chance came faster than expected. A mutual acquaintance invited me to a charity gala. I knew they'd be there. I arrived late, in a dress that looked effortless, but cost more than their honeymoon. Hair perfect, posture regal, silence intentional. I didn't go to them. I let him spot me across the room. Let his gaze linger, puzzled. I spoke with investors, a tech CEO, a senator's wife. My name drifted through the air, with words like success, expansion, partnerships. When he finally approached, her clutching his arm. His smirk was almost convincing. "Didn't expect to see you here," he said. "I'm a sponsor," I replied. The pause before his realization was delicious. His eyes darted to the banner, where my company's logo was bold at the top. He tried to hide it with charm. "So, business is good. Better than good," I smiled faintly. "We just closed a deal, $500,000. Her grip on him tightened. He looked at her, then at me. "That's impressive." "Funny," I tilted my head. "You always said I couldn't make a living at this." A twitch in his jaw betrayed him. Around us, laughter and music swirled. But in that moment, it was only us. His arrogance folding in on itself. The final move came a week later. Their house, bought with his last savings, hit the market. I didn't need to ask why. I already knew. My ex-best friend had expensive tastes, and he'd overestimated his worth. I made an anonymous cash offer, slightly under asking. It was accepted. 3 months after he left me, I moved into the house he thought was his kingdom. No note, no explanation. The real victory would be the day he drove by and saw my car in the driveway, my curtains in the windows, my life where his had failed. I furnished it exactly how I wanted, with the elegance he swore I couldn't afford. Some mornings I stand in the front yard, coffee in hand, just in case he passes by. Not to make him jealous, but to remind him he miscalculated. Revenge isn't about rage. It's about precision, patience, letting them believe they've won, until they realize the board was yours all along. The look on his face at that gala, that was just the appetizer. The rest, he'll choke on for years.